Hello, I'm Dr. Shoshana Garfield, and today I offer to you the possibility of discovering a new way of listening that allows you to connect even more deeply, with more empathy and more result, whatever that means for you, than you may have ever had before. And there's no particular name for it. The phrase that I often hear is listening for a feeling. And this comes out of Three Principles work and out of Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication. There are a couple of aspects to this, and it's not a step-by-step process. It's a very complete presence. One aspect of it is you just get yourself out of the way. It doesn't matter what you want, don't feel, think, don't think, want, don't want. Forget about it. Just be with the person you're listening to. Because what happens is that your chatter interferes with what they're saying, and it blocks out and screens out what they're conveying. And when you're busy with your own agenda, you just don't have the bandwidth available to listen deeply and cleanly. And another aspect in that is to kind of, the words Marshall Rosenberg says, ignore the content, forget about it. And that sounds crazy to not, because it sounds like he's saying don't listen to what people are saying. But it's not. It's actually listen to what they're conveying. The information is a vehicle. That verbal information is a vehicle for what they're trying to convey. And when you tune into that, you might find yourself listening cleanly to someone and being deeply touched, being deeply moved. Maybe by the experience of a feeling you might not have expected. Like someone might be talking about a celebration, and when you're really listening, you sense a bit of sadness. Well, I wonder what you're sad about, for instance. And what people report when they're listened to in this deep and clean way is that they feel deeply understood. And in conflict situations, what's often happening is that the person that you may be disagreeing with is trying harder and harder to hammer home their point because they don't yet feel heard. They don't have a sense of being heard or understood. Stephen Covey also talks about this. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. It's all over the place, this listening for a feeling thing. You go quiet inside. You just give someone your complete attention. How often do we offer that to people anyway? We tend to distract ourselves, not only with our own agendas, but thinking about things like laundry lists, or what we're doing later, or what's for supper, or what was had for breakfast, or this stuff. Just be present. And listen. Some people say it's like listening to music. The words aren't very important. It's the conveyed feeling. That's what's really key. Another one of the wonderful benefits of practicing this listening for a feeling, whether you hear it or feel it from someone else or yourself, if there's a kind of tightness around it, you might notice, oh, there's anxiety in there, something feels uncomfortable, then that's a massive neon flashing sign that the thinking over this content has gotten distorted. And so it's your free pass to understand and know that you can just ignore the content because it's coming from someplace that's very distorted. It's not real, it's not you, and it's not useful. But what is useful is having compassion for yourself and for the other person for having that thought. And so I invite you to practice wherever you go, even if it's at a checkout when you do your supermarket shopping. Listen for the feeling when you talk to people. Listen for your own feelings and see what's really going on for you in a really deep and quiet way. And one of the added benefits, not only do you have increased empathy and connection with that person in a better relationship as a result of the efforts you've put in to quiet yourself down, you also get that wonderful added benefit of having experienced quiet yourself. And that's one of the ways to integrate your spiritual practices with your everyday. Listen for that feeling. So I invite you again to listen. Very best wishes, and bye for now.